what's one of your favorite movies?
So one of my favorite movies is called Love and Mercy, and it is the story of Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, where Paul Dano and John Cusack both play Brian Wilson at different stages in his life. I saw Love and Mercy for the first time in 2015, and for the past decade, it has remained one of my favorite movies of all time. So I was very saddened to hear the news this morning that Brian Wilson had passed away, and since I will literally recommend this movie to anybody who will listen, I thought I would take this opportunity to recommend it to you in case you had not seen it yet. Love and Mercy depicts the life of Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, where Paul Dano and John Cusack each play different versions of Brian at very different times in his life. Whether or not you are a fan of the Beach Boys, I think you can enjoy this movie. I, for one, was very familiar with the Beach Boys as a kid. I knew all the popular songs, but I never would have thought the level of creativity and genius that was behind it. Paul Dano plays the younger version of Brian, and there's some scenes that really illustrate his creativity, his unconventional thought process. His mind is absolutely fascinating, and there's some scenes of Brian working in the studio that I could have just watched for hours. On a personal level, there are several things about this movie that I relate to, but I just want to say that as somebody who also has a brain that processes information in an unconventional way, it's not always received well or appreciated by everybody equally, if you know what I mean. Anyway, John Cusack plays Brian a little later in his life, and those scenes deal a lot more with his mental health and his struggles as he copes with some of the tragedies of his life from either decisions that he had made or decisions that were made for him. It is very sad and it is very tragic, but it also has to do with accountability and acceptance and self-care. I know that Brian Wilson himself was involved with the making of this movie to some extent. And even though he has stated that some of the scenes were difficult for him to rewatch and relive, I know he's referred to the movie overall as very factual. So, yeah, I've seen this film many times. I know for sure I'm going to be watching it again tonight. And if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend it. It's called Love and Mercy. And yeah, rest in peace to Brian Wilson.
How does that work? Two bass lines and two different keys?
Well, it works in my head.